Yes, this is Igor coming to you live from Toronto. Everybody, give me a quick shout out in the chat if you can see my pretty Jewish face and if you can hear my sweet voice. I know many of you are kind of sick and tired of it at this point. I'm everywhere. I know. You've been telling me. All right, give me a quick shout out. Where's the questions box? Yes, I can see it now. Let's bring it up. Let's see. So, I was excited to learn today about this brand new way to help local businesses get lots and lots of free money from the government and make big commissions in the process. So we got Debbie, uh, Willetta, Mary Kate, Bianca, Sheena. Looks like it's all girls today, all female cast for this one. That's exciting. Awesome. Sharon's here. Really, no guys in the audience? I don't believe it for 1 second. Okay. Yes, women rule. Mary Kate, you're absolutely right. I hope my wife can hear me say this upstairs. Okay, Andre, Ken, Mark. All right, the guys are waking up. Where were you? You're late. Okay, we're almost ready to get going. Just wanted to do a quick sound check to see if you guys are excited. Yeah, so I'm actually pretty excited about this training today because my good friend is coming in. His name is Brian, and he developed a strategy that I've just never seen before. I haven't seen anything like it. One of the things that I know you guys care about and that I know is important to you is to know that you're making a lot of money, yeah, but to know that you're doing that helping other people. Is this true or not true? Tell me if this statement just rings true for you. You want to make a lot of money, but you want to make sure you're doing that while helping people. Yeah, I see a resound yes all across the board from everybody. So you see, today you're going to learn about a strategy that is so powerful. It's the way I see it, it's classic affiliate marketing, but it's applied to you getting funding for offline businesses from the government without actually doing any of the tedious, mind-numbing, boring, bureaucratic work or any kind of super duper hardcore aggressive knocking on doors and prospecting, any of that crap. In fact, you won't have to leave your house. Okay. And to do that, make big commissions doing that while helping small businesses in your community thrive and expand. Because if you ever tried to run a small business, you know this is one of the most difficult things in the world because it's brutal. Let's face it. The taxes, the payroll, the different government challenges that they put on you. I mean, it's terrible. And every small business needs money to just exist sometimes, not only to thrive. So today you're going to see a strategy that you will do from your couch, okay? You'll do from your couch because it leverages a lot of technology. It leverages email, amongst other things. Very important part of it is email. And then what's the most profitable media online? Come on, say it with me in the chat. Email. That's where the money is. We're e-farmers, everyone. We're list builders, right? It's the list building lifestyle. So Brian's going to share with you a strategy that will blow your socks off. Basically, stay at home on your couch, help businesses get millions of dollars in funding, do none of the bureaucratic, boring work, do none of the hardcore, intensive selling and prospecting, okay? And yet make ridiculous commissions. Oftentimes, commissions much larger than you would make from promoting high-ticket products, okay? It's truly mind-boggling. So really, there's nothing else for me to say about this. You can tell I'm excited. I am truly, truly excited. So help me welcome with a big yes in the chat, all caps, big yes in the chat right now. Help me welcome my guest today, Brian Anderson. Brian, you there?
Hey, Igor, can you hear me okay?
Yes. Guys, can you hear Brian? Give me a big yes in the chat if you can hear him right now. Okay. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. We're on fire. We're excited, Brian. Cool. So enough of me. I'm gonna turn off my webcam. I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna give you the stage because I'm really excited about what you got to share, man.
No, Igor, thank you so much. And thank you for putting this together. Guys, after that introduction from Igor, I got a lot to live up to. So I'm going to change up. While he was talking, I decided to switch the first two slides of the presentation and substantiate what he said. So let's do that. So this is a little bit of an audible, and then I'll tell you the usual, this is me, blah, 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 if that's okay. Let's finish talking about other people. So when he said earn good commissions, I've been affiliate marketing a long, long time, and I typically earn maybe 500 to 1500 on a sale if it's high ticket, right? How's $23,881.97 sound? Well, this is one of our members, Jeff Yo, and Jeff's, I think he's in Oklahoma, but this was his payout. This was the other day. I grabbed this slide, I think on the 1st. And what else? Let's see. That was gross, but all the money, that's all the money to Jeff. Gross payment to Jeff. It's net. It's the final payment due to him. Now, if he has expenses or something, that's on him, but that's the amount he's getting paid specifically. And how about this? These are some other payments. They're not always 20,000. So let me be very clear about that. Here's 21,000. Here's 1,900. You can see some different ones on the 13th. $1,900, $63. That's something unrelated. I don't know exactly what that was, but there's something. $724. That'd be on the super small side, and 21,000, which is on the larger side, candidly. So I just wanted to substantiate a little of what Igor said at the beginning of the call, because it does, man, I go to a lot of webinars too, you guys, and I know sometimes it all sounds the same, right? It doesn't make sense. So I wanted to level set with that. And what I'll do is, here's a picture of me, and it's my wife, Rebecca. And I've been an internet marketer since, I guess, 94. I created an info product in 94, but I didn't know it was a product because I didn't know any better, for about 2 years. And then I've mostly been doing internet marketing with local businesses, truthfully. And I'm even, I serve as an elected official in a very small capacity in my county. And I actually got elected with internet marketing. So there you go, right? So that's a little bit about me. Some other obligatory pictures, some friends on the top and family on the bottom, some of my kids. But yeah, just face with the name. David, this is as real as it gets, man. And I appreciate that and know exactly where you're coming from. You want to know real? How's this? How many of you are married parents or single parents? And sometimes you're waiting on somebody and you got to be at home and you got the contractor coming. You guys know that feeling, right? When you just got stuff going on, life happens, and you know. So today I'm at my house, I'm in the basement, and because I'm waiting on a contractor to come that finally showed up at like 1 something, was supposed to be there at 10. So I ended up just staying home today. So that's kind of real life, right? That's kind of how it really happens at the end of the day. But I have been fortunate. I live, I have a house on a lake, and this is my son's older, 19 now, and a lot of his buddies came out with us and some other friends, and 4th of July the other day, and just to kind of face with the name. I've been real into travel. Like I was telling Igor about some of the trips. I've just been focused on, I really don't care about buying things, right? The usual stuff, right? I want to do things. I want to have the memories and build those bonds. And this is Alaska. I needed my son not to be on his phone all the time. He was only 15 here. And so I took him to the Arctic Circle where we would look at polar bear. We jumped in the water, and his cell phone didn't work, by the way. And I bet a lot of you can totally relate to that. Thank you, Ken. Thank you so much. Yeah, so this is Barcelona on the left. From 2019, I was at a conference. Actually, I was running a conference there. And then on the right, same 2 weeks later, I went to a different conference that some guys were running in Dublin, and I got the chance to visit Dublin with my younger 2 daughters. I have 4 kids, 3 daughters and a son. And, it is what it is. I've had a lot of success. A lot of success as an affiliate marketer over the years. ClickBank, Groove, crypto, and most of my income online has come from doing internet marketing for local businesses. And we're not really talking about that today. What I want to talk about is something I'd love to tell you I invented it, or I was a wizard and I created it. But how's the real truth is I was complaining to my accountant about taxes, and he's like, "Did you do this? Did you do this?" And he said one of the things he said to me caused me to go investigate something I didn't know about, and I learned something new from the conversation. So yeah, Dublin's awesome. Such an awesome place. Let's see. But look, like so many of you, I mean, look, I'm 51, I'm married, I've got 2 kids at home, 2 in college. I didn't always have it easy. I definitely didn't grow up well off or any of that kind of stuff. My dad was a soldier in the army. I was born in Turkey, lived in Berlin, lived in Okinawa, and then I've been in the U.S. Since second or third grade. But um, I did what a lot of you probably do. I don't know if anybody has a job or used to have a job where you had to commute, or maybe you have a spouse that has a job. But at the end of the day, this was a 16-lane interstate in Atlanta, and I had to go like 8 miles each way. And this is what would happen. I would go through this traffic, and this was, I guess I had a cell phone, but I wasn't using it the way we use it today. This is probably 20 years ago, 21 years ago. And at the end of the day, or when I was doing the drive, at the end of the day, it would take me to go 8 miles. It would take me about an hour. Painful. So painful, everybody. Can't even begin to tell you. As a matter of fact, I got so stressed out at that part of my life. End of May, late May of 2003, I ended up having some heart problems, and I had to go spend some time in the hospital in the cardio ICU. So stress is a killer, right? We all know that. And I'm a big believer. One of the things we're going to talk about is not about getting rich. It's really about how you can make money to kind of live your life the way you want it on your terms. Because I really do believe that's the right answer. Took me a long time to figure that out. When I was younger, it was always about, oh, I want to be rich. I want this. I want that. And as I got older, I got a little bit smarter. Not a lot, but a little bit. So I don't know about you. Give me a 1 if you guys have ever been let go from a job. I got to tell you, this was the most demoralizing thing for me because I really care. If I'm putting my all into something, my job, my company, whatever, I really care and I'm working really hard. One time, most of this was .com, the bubble that happened 20 years ago and just big company layoffs. But I'm seeing a lot of ones, you guys. Debbie and Willetta and Ken and Michael, man, so many. Sheena, listen to this one. How's this? I was on my honeymoon. I had just been promoted at the software company I worked at. I was elevated from manager to director, which was a lot of pay, extra week of vacation a year. And I'm on my honeymoon and I'm in the Virgin Islands, in the US Virgin Islands. And when I get home from this trip, which was, epic, I mean, it's everything you could have asked for, on my voicemail was a message. My boss had tried to call many times, but it was a message finally saying, hey, I need you to come in the morning. There's been something that's happened. I have to update you. You don't need to get on the flight. And I'm like, oh, horrible, right? Farald. Oh, man. I understand, Farald. All right. Well, this was the last straw for me, personally. That was it. Done. I never again gave my undivided, my full loyalty to somebody else's company. I was burned, right? Scarred at some level, and I knew I needed my own gig. I didn't know what a side hustle was back then. This is 21 years ago, but at the end of the day, I knew that I was not gonna work for the man, the job, so to speak, forever. I knew it was done. Nowadays, there's so many things we can do, and we'll talk about them. But this is kind of, I want you to come up with an answer to this question as we go through this call, because I promise you, I'm going to present an opportunity for each of you to make, I'm willing to bet, more money than you've been making in internet marketing now. And I'm basing that on my own experience. I've been on lots of webinars. I've been at many hundreds and hundreds of events, run them, attended them, spoke at them, and I hear the stories. But what I want to do, though, I want to give you, this is something I figured out a little bit later. So you have to figure out, why are you really doing this? Is it the money, or is it really financial freedom? Is it the ability, if you wanted to go get a coffee with your spouse at 10:30 on a Tuesday morning, you can do that. If you want to go work out and whatever that means, in the morning, instead of driving downtown to a job, you can do that. It isn't necessarily about how much money in your bank account, right? It's about freedom. I really believe this. It took me a while. Freedom is where it's at. And for me, I've been wanting to travel, and I started doing it hardcore in 2013. I have yet to do the over the water huts, but that's why I keep using this picture. But it's about the travel. And as some of us are getting older, how old is everybody? I'm 51. And the reason I ask that is this whole retirement thing, when I was 30, dude, it felt like a million years away, right? I was like, man, I am never retiring. I'm so young, whatever. Debbie, happy birthday in a few days. Happy 71st. Desi, 44. Desi, you're not going to believe this. I have, my next door neighbor is named Desi Reed. Funny enough, she's older than you and I, but she's my next door neighbor. So yeah, all over the place. Michael's 51 like me. Ken's 44. We got Sheena, happy early birthday on Sunday, 61. Listen to this. Yeah, Desi, when I saw your name, I was like, whoa. Bianca, 35. I love it. All right, 64, 78, Albert, and Mark, 76. I love it. You guys, any one of you can crush this. I don't care if you're, I'm going to say 15 or you're 80, 85. It doesn't matter. And I would honestly say older is better. It's something I've learned. But this retirement thing, for those that are 35, hint, hint, I won't name who, or 39, Keon, right? Let me tell you. Yeah, Desi, I totally get that. I'm a big proponent of insurance. So, all right, this is coming. Don't neglect it, youngins, whoever the youngins may be, if you're hiding out on us. All right. So one of the things I wanted, when I realized how little, my wife had a job. She worked for the American Cancer Society. And she was like a community manager. She was like the county manager, fundraising and all that kinds of stuff, events. And, I mean, it was a good job. She liked it at the time. I don't know, 40 something $1,000 US. But when you looked at how much we actually kept after taxes, and when you looked at the cost of childcare, we're like, why are we doing this? This is crazy. So much of her money just went to pay for childcare. So a lot of you may be thinking it's about letting the spouse stay home, right? Farad, welcome. I love it. I love it. 86 plus. I love it. Farad, where are you from? Robin, hallelujah. I'm glad you're here. Sun Valley. I see it, Robin. Sun Valley, Nevada. Okay. All right. What about taking care of family? So my mom is mid 70s and she's been fighting cancer for about 20 years. I promise you, every one of these reasons we're talking about is a lot more important than a Lamborghini, a big mansion, a yacht, all the superficial things you see on YouTube or some webinars, right? This is one that became more important for me, which is helping other people in the community. I pack food, things like this. I'm going to tell you a secret. One, they make you a better person. They make you feel better about yourself. You meet people, you're doing good. I find that good goes around, but these kind of things are really what helps make you much more well-rounded, and they will contribute without you realizing it to your success. So there you go. Important though to figure out what pushes you, and freedom may be at the root of most of us, right? Of what we really want to do, right? And it may be freedom to go travel, or freedom to live life on your terms, or freedom to be rich, or freedom to retire or augment your retirement, right? These are important, and I want you to just, you don't have to tell me none of that stuff, but I want you to kind of get that reason, one or two reasons why. So, right? Let's do it. All right. Let's do it. Let's get started. Let's really kind of do this. And I'm going to try to skip fluff and hit meat. And this is going to be so real. You are going to have questions, and I'm going to do my darndest to answer them. So, like, how do you get there? Well, you can do all kinds of things to achieve your why. You guys know that. Nowadays, nowadays you can download an app on your phone and be in business for yourself like that, right? I've never done that. So, think about this. I've never done that yet, right? Thousands and thousands of people all over the country, the world are doing it. So it's a way you can achieve your whys. You may not make as much as you need, but it's a great way to augment income. For me, it was like starting, right? For me, think about this. It was starting a business, right? And I was doing simple internet marketing for businesses and getting them to pay me. Once again, we're not going to do any of that today, but that's what I did. You hear all the expert guru types, the super celebrities with their video channels and their hundreds of thousands of followers. They're like telling you to do investment property or, do this or do that. Look, this is great. And it's challenging for many people if you don't have phenomenal credit or lots of down payment or cash flow or income. Not impossible, but a lot of people find it challenging, right? So there's all the internet marketing stuff, the digital marketing things you can do. Like you could do. We're gonna talk about affiliate marketing. We're gonna talk about that today, and I'm gonna turn it on its side. I'm gonna change how it works, but in its simplest form, like when I got started, I built a website for a dentist, and this is like 96, and the guy paid me like $500 for this website that was so ugly. People still do that today. I am not one of them. You will find out I am graphically very, very not very good. SEO, you've heard of all these things, social media. People are doing these things and earning money, right? Online. They might be doing SMS marketing or apps, or maybe they're working with businesses to improve their reputation. Now, this one, lead generation. So, what I want to focus on today is lead generation and affiliate marketing. And I want to do a hybrid of when you think affiliate marketing, you think selling some course, right? Tell me, when I say affiliate marketing, what does it mean to you? Give me like a one-liner, you guys. Because when I used to think about it, I would think, oh, I'm going to sell a product from this marketer as an affiliate and get some amount of money, right? That's what I would think about. So think about it. Yeah, a lot of you promote a product. Yeah, I like that one. Referral, Desi said. Chantel was promote. Selling products, earning money, selling other people's products. Debbie, well said. Okay. Promote offers, you're the middleman. Okay, I like all of these. All these are true. Now, I want you to think of lead generation. So in this case, somebody was was it Desi, I think, was in insurance. Imagine generating a new insurance lead, right? And that's probably one of your jobs if you're in insurance, right? Or if you're a financial planner or something. So I'm gonna bring it back, but we're gonna talk affiliate and lead generation. Now I'm gonna tell you that all of these services are pretty cool, like the web design, SEO, all that stuff is pretty neat. But I'm gonna give you the but. There's always a but. Don't let anybody tell you there's not. All right. The challenge and the reason why most of the people that are selling internet services to businesses aren't successful is the business doesn't really know they need that service. Michael or Robin may know, but the business owner isn't sold. So people that have been doing this struggle because if you can't get the business to see value in what you're selling, they don't want to buy, right? That makes sense. Give me a 1 if that makes sense, right? Absolutely. I mean, you wouldn't buy something if you didn't see the value. I mean, for thousands of dollars, no way. So I'm on a webinar about, I think it was in February, mid-February, And I had done a webinar before with Brian Tracy, but this is the first one in a long time. And I did this webinar with Brian, and he made this comment. So I wrote it down for future calls. You can only grow if you are willing to feel awkward and uncomfortable. So when you try something new. So I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to let that set the stage for what I'm going to show and teach you today. If you are willing to feel a little bit awkward, think middle school at a dance. For the guys or girls or gals on here, imagine being in like 7th grade at the school dance. You're a little awkward, you're a little uncomfortable, right? If you're willing to get a little awkward and uncomfortable, give me a 9 and I'm going to show you the path to a serious revenue stream. And I'm going to do it right now. We're going to get right down into the weeds. Cool. There's a lot of them. So many of them. I love the 9+. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's do it. Now, what's unique about what I'm doing, what Igor told you about as we started the call, nothing to sell, right? I don't need you to sell. I even, in most cases, some of you will just like to talk to people. If you're the kind of person who just likes to chat people up, then you can. But I don't in general. I usually do the no need to talk to model for me. Very, very little competition. I want you to imagine the city you live in. I bet there are a lot of real estate agents, right? Because it's so lucrative, the commission they get paid. And a lot of people think it's easy, yet it's very hard work, right? I want you to imagine how awesome it would be if you were a real estate agent in LA and there was only 10 agents in the whole city. Think about how that would be. 10 agents all getting paid commission selling all those houses, right? Think about it. Absolutely crazy. And large payouts. And for me, large payouts is at least $1,000, ideally at least $2,000 or more. Keon's like, Brian, I'm in LA. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. Large payouts, not a lot of competition. I love it. Michael said, like, fish in the barrel. Exactly. That's the deal. Not selling. And this is so unique that you're going to be uncomfortable at first until you just sort of go, oh, I get it now. Right. And that's what's going to happen right now. So when I was a kid, I used to love to play video games, and my mom would say, money doesn't grow on trees. She would say it all the time. So would my grandfather, right? It was the big expression. I used to always imagine that I knew what a money tree would look like. My money obviously wasn't on trees. I had it in like a little box in my room as a kid, but I would imagine this tree with $10 and $20 bills that I could then go to the arcade in 1981. Let me tell you how awesome that was. But while that proved to just be fantasy and not real, we have a money tree unlike anything I've ever seen. Unlike anything I've seen in affiliate marketing, in local marketing, in e-commerce. It's like a runaway freight train, you guys. My money tree delivers the absolute number one thing every business wants and needs. Critical 2 points. They want it and they need it. It's the one thing they want more of than anything else. Absolutely the one thing. And does anybody have any idea what that money tree could be? What's the one thing they want more than anything else? Nope. Somebody said they're just getting here. Well, you are here at the right spot. We are getting into it hardcore. Customer. Hey, Rafer. Rafer said customers. You know what? In theory, yes, Rafer, but I want to go a step beyond that. Traffic. Chantel, they only want traffic so they can get leads, so they can get customers, so they can eventually get what? Money. Bianca got it, and Sheena got it, and geez, a lot of you got it. I love it. Desi, so many of you. All right. Money. That's all they want. They don't want rankings. They don't want customers. They want money. And with inflation, they really want money that looks more like this. bags and bags of hundreds. They don't want coins, right? They want the cold hard cash, like Ken said, right? So, all right, let's see. All right, let's figure out how to give it to them, because up until now, the only easy way to give a business owner cold hard cash was like a loan. And I used to do this. I still do it a little bit today. And I would generate businesses that wanted loans, and I'd get paid a commission. Now, you would think that that would be lucrative, and it is. You know, the leads pay pretty well, but many businesses simply, they just don't want them. Imagine a couple $1,000 repayment on a small business loan. It's like that gym membership that won't go away, except now it's $2,800 a month, right? Crazy. So loans are not what they want. Let me give you some groundwork. What happened March of 2020? Anybody? March of 2020. I think you guys know. I'll let somebody guess, and then we'll go on. Let's see. Yes. Mary Kate, welcome. She said COVID, and Debbie and so many others. Yes. Now, what happened though in the U.S.? Do this for me. If you're from the U.S., say U.S. If you're not from the U.S., say whatever you want to say. How's that? Tell me where you're from. Because in the U.S., the government, who usually can't get along, right? They don't do a good job working together, but they actually did in this case, and they passed some legislation, right? They passed New Zealand. I love it, Debbie. They passed this legislation to help small business owners because they didn't want every family in the country to lose their job. So they created this program called the PPP program. Now, before we go too far, it's gone, but they did it twice. It was so successful. They gave out gobs and gobs of money, and it was money that was paid out in the US by somebody called the Small Business Administration. And the money was written on the United States Treasury, the bank of the government, so to speak, right? Okay. Well, millions and millions of these businesses got a piece of the pie. And the pie was pretty big. I mean, we're getting near $1 trillion with the amount of money they gave out in this CARES Act. Now, the CARES Act was simply the law that created the PPP program. And the best part about it, I want you to imagine you're a business owner. Think of a restaurant you might frequent near your house, maybe breakfast, lunch, or dinner, doesn't matter. Imagine if they could get some financial help and it was 100% forgivable and it was so easy to qualify for. It really would help businesses. And that's what happened with this PPP thing. It was a loan that if you jump through a few hoops, they would forgo it. They would forgive the money you owed, right? Okay. That's what happened, right? They created this program. They actually did something right. And these are gone now, but I'm laying the groundwork telling you about the PPP program because the CARES Act has one other little known program. It's still in existence, and it's designed to help American business owners, right? You don't have to live in the US before anybody asks. So, well, guess what? The CARES Act had this other program, and it's called the Employee Retention Tax Credit. And here, remember when I told you I'm going to make you awkward and uncomfortable. So for a few minutes, until you digest this, you're going to feel kind of uncomfortable with what I'm telling you. Honest, I was. This is the name of the program, ERTC. Okay, Employee Retention Tax Credit. All right, so this one, created by the CARES Act, it provided a credit equal to 50% of the first $10,000 of employees' wages. And they had to be employees, not contractors. So in the US, they use a word called W-2. And it's slang that basically means you're like an in-house employee, not a contractor. So they would give you 50% of the first 10 grand. So that meant that businesses could get $5,000 for every single W-2 employee they had. Not too shabby, right? Not too shabby at all. $5,000 for every employee. Sign me up for that. Okay. So yeah, Desi, stay with me. Stay with me, I promise. Okay. So that's what it was. And somebody said, is this like another free money program or grants? This is a free money program that 90% of the businesses don't even know about. So stay with me, because when I tell you how you're going to profit, it's going to get really interesting. You're going to be like, I love this. Okay, so this is the program. Then what happened at the beginning is it was an either or. So the government said, look, Mr. Business Owner, you got a PPP. You can't get this ERTC money, right? And that's what happened. You had to decide which one. And the PPP was easier. It was very easy. This was a bummer, as you would imagine. It ruled out tens of millions of businesses around the country that still needed help. Well, good news. The government is here to help us, I hear. In March of 21, they signed a new law. They changed this thing a few times, and now they basically said, if you got a PPP, you could also get this other free money, right? I mean, I don't know where it's all coming from, but that's not our topic for today. ERC, right? ERTC is the free program. And now it was extended from 2020 to 21. And if you had already gotten the PPP, you could still get this. Now, the problem is when they changed the rules, they forgot to tell all the business owners. Completely forgot to tell them. So now we're sitting here. The basics are, if you owned a business and got a PPP loan, you could now get this money. And you could get this money in 2020 and 21 there's like 6 different quarters you can get paid, right? Just know it's available in 20 and 21. So you got free money. It's available in 2020 and 21, and you're thinking it is July of 2022. Well, the good news is we can retroactively file and get the free money. So even if the PPP was forgiven, yes. Great question, Robin. Yes. So I want to ask you, what if I told you that $5,000 number per employee, which is where it started, the government decided they wanted to provide more help? What if I told you they doubled the money? What if they tripled the money? What if they quadrupled the money? I think the next one is what? Quintuple? Well, guess what? They went from $5,000 to up to $26,000 for every employee. Now, remember, they didn't tell business owners. Vast majority of business owners have never heard of it, right? And now they can get 26 grand per employee that they had on the books during that period. And there's a number of factors that affect how it works, right? I'm not going to get into the low-level minutia right now. That's a lot of money. I want you to imagine a pizza place. Maybe you get some pizzas from. Maybe your family likes to order to-go pizza. And they got 30 or 40 employees at various times, cooking, delivery drivers, front people. Maybe they serve a small sit-down area. Let's say they have 30 employees, and they could get up to 26 grand each. The 26 grand is the number. So Robin, I'll explain your question a little bit later. Okay, I don't want to confuse everybody, but the 26 is the actual number that the business can get per employee after all the stuff, right? So you can get up to 26 grand. If you had 10, you could get up to 260K as an example. All right, cool. Now I want to stop this for a minute, and I want to say, let's agree. We all agree there's free money out there. We can all agree. Now, how many of you, just say me if you're thinking, how the heck does it help me? Because that's what we got to solve, is how does it help me or Ken or Keon or Willetta, right? Chantel, Desi, Sheena, all of you, Sharon, Bianca, right? Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, this is the best part. Up till now is the boring part that you had to sit through, but now is the good part, and you're all here at the right time, including John, who just joined. So, John, thank you. All right. 2 reasons. Most businesses, they don't even know about the program. By most, I mean like 9 out of 10. And it's hard. It's complicated. It's confusing for the business owner to do. And honestly, I'm a reasonably smart business owner after, being around a long time and getting the bumps. Even if you're a pretty smart business owner, you may not be able to do this yourself. Truthfully, I could not do this myself, and I tried. All right. Oh, Debbie, and I'm going to help you all the way in New Zealand. I don't care if you're in Wellington, Christchurch, Auckland. Doesn't matter where you are. I'm going to show you how it's going to help you in New Zealand. And Michael said, Brian, is it technically a loan? Nope. It's a rebate of taxes they paid. Okay. So this is what we got. We got this money they don't know about, and it's hard. Okay. I made a chart. Let me grab this chart. I didn't put it in my PowerPoint, but let me put my chart up. I just made this today. All right, let's see. Can you guys see my chart? I didn't even put it in a slide. I was just working on this. So the way it works is if you have employees, W-2 employees, you might be eligible. They capped eligibility based on how many employees you had. Funny enough, they based the employee count on how many you had in 2019, so the year before the pandemic. To be eligible in 2020, you could have only had 100 full-time employees. That's still pretty big, right? But in 2021, you could have up to 500 full-time employees. Now, what's really cool is there's no limit on part-time employees. Now, that's part of the qualification. And then the rest of it is if you had an impact to your revenue, to your sales, you had to have either that met a certain criteria, or the government shut you down in some way. Maybe they said you can't have people eat in your restaurant, only to go. Or maybe they said your nursing home is shut down, right? Or nobody other than the patients can be there. Or maybe they said your salon is closed down, no customers. Or maybe they said your movie theater, your bowling alley is limited, or whatever, right? These are some of the rules that you have to fit. So you got to have these employees, right? And you got to either have lost money or been shut down. Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. I've now done 7,000 plus of these, and 80% of the businesses fall into one of these buckets so far. And that's what I'm seeing. Now, what gets really interesting and why we all should care is it's hard. Once again, the fact it's complicated is absolutely the best part. You're thinking, what? Well, if it was easy, they would all do it themselves. The complexity creates opportunity. You guys have heard this, that old story or an analogy about the miners and selling picks and shovels. Well, during the gold rush, all these tens of thousands of people sought their fortune, maybe in California or Alaska, and they were trying to get rich. But the people that really got rich were the ones selling them Levi Strauss jeans or picks or shovels, right? And guess what? This same analogy today, small businesses need help, just like the miners. They need you, right? Sharon, Michael, Luana, all of you. They need you and they need me to help bring this to their attention and connect them to the money. And it is with that I tell you the whole root of what I'm doing comes down to this sentence. And I ask each of you, right? Ken, Luana, Sharon, Michael, can you help a business collect free money from the government with no catch? I mean that, no catch, that never comes due. It's not a loan. It doesn't have to be repaid. It's not even a grant, right? Think about it. That's what we're doing. We are basically giving out free money from the government, right? To business owners that are hungry, they're thirsty, they need the help, right? Pandemic may be somewhat, it may not be completely over, but it's changed, right? It's different now than it was. But businesses are still hurting. Let's be honest, they are. Look at all these comments. Absolutely, Sheena said. Yes, I could, Robin and others. All these yeses. Well, guys, this is what we're doing. And I knew I could do it, right? I was like, dude, I'm selling internet marketing to these business owners. You mean I just had to give away free money? That's way easier than what I was doing. Way easier. But I realized right away I am not an accountant, a bookkeeper, or any kind of tax person at all, right? At all. So last year, I want to say it was in May, late May. Here's what I did. I learned about this thing April-ish, and in May, when I've understood it completely, or as complete as I did at the time, I went out and said, well, I'm pretty good at this internet marketing thing. And I've partnered with a CPA firm, like a consulting firm. It's an accounting firm, a CPA firm, who specialized in getting businesses this money. So I found this company. I talked to a bunch of them, got rid of the ones that were BS, and I found one that was pretty good. And you know what? I got them to pay me a lot of money for every deal I brought. So that's that affiliate marketing, that middleman. Michael, you said that earlier. I got paid for the lead, right? But I didn't just make $20 or $50. I was making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, that was the good part. The bad part is I did it so well last year that the accounting firm I was working with, they couldn't handle the business, right? They couldn't handle all the business. So I had to go back to the drawing board. So I've been doing this a year now, right? I had to go back to the drawing board and figure out something better. And I realized I needed a tighter relationship. I needed more than just being an affiliate. So I created a strategic partnership, right? And I went out and I vetted out dozens and dozens of these firms and beat them up. And I found the best, actually 3 companies. I got rid of all the fluff, the ones that were just full of it or they were real small and stuff. And here's what I did, right? I got them more money. I got them to give me more money than I was getting before. I got more support. I got a seat at the table to kind of help influence and direct this process because I had already seen how it was going to go awry. Because look, when they're talking about a lot of deals, they're talking about they're getting 4 or 5 deals a day. When I'm talking about a lot of deals, I'm talking about 300 a day. We're not, they weren't even, men is Mars and Venus, that whole story. Well, guess what? These guys were on another planet. When I started sending them business, they didn't know what hit them. So I needed a team. I needed a seat at the table, and I wanted more money. And then if you're like me, you should be asking now, how much money can you make? How much money can you make? And can you make it from New Zealand? Can you make it from South Africa, Israel, South America, UK, Canada? Absolutely. So, no accounting work, monster referral fees. No accounting work, monster referral fees. So originally, this is when I started in the fall, I was getting 10% of their fees, and the fees were expensive. On average, it was about $30,000 per customer. So I was making about $3,000 on average. It's pretty good for generating businesses that want free money and I didn't have to do any of the work and I'd make $3,000, right? And I was sending more than one a day. I want you to start thinking about how many $3,000 commissions did you really want? And I knew for me that was a big number. So I started to get scared a little bit because it was actually working better than anything I had ever done. And, I'd been doing 8 figures in internet marketing some years, right? I'd been killing it. And this is blowing everything I had ever done away. Everything. So I got a little excited. So I wrote down what I really had to do. So I had to identify businesses who might want money. That part was pretty easy. I got them to fill out a form on a website, right? Step 2. So if I did step 1 and 2, I would make a couple grand on average for every single deal. Now, I then negotiated some extra money if I helped get the documents in, because that was one of the sticking points of the accounting firm. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this is it. And then I let the accounting firm, they do all the fulfillment, all the work. They talk to the customer, they do all that stuff. And at the end, I just get paid. And I have so many deals constantly finishing that I'm getting paid all of the time. So it wasn't just Brian, right? Just me. There's hundreds of other members that are getting paid and getting deals like I showed you at the beginning of the call. I'm talking about the first couple days they got a deal. The first, second day, just it got pretty crazy. Here's one I did. Let me give you an example. Friend of mine, Nashville, Tennessee. This is a friend. I called him, or I might have texted him. I texted him and eventually I had a phone call, and I got him to take his little SaaS company. He's in internet marketing, real estate kind of SaaS, and he got $398,000 back from the government. The accountants ended up charging him $39,000. Now, out of that, I ended up making $9,950.43. What do you think about that? $9,000 for connecting a buddy of mine to almost $400,000 of free money. And he's thanking me profusely over and over and over again. Guys, absolutely, like Ken said, he goes, that's awesome. It's ridiculous. So I could give you a bunch. I'm going to put this slide up. A little insurance brokerage in, I think this is in Austin, Texas. They got $127,000. I ended up getting just under $5,000, right? $5,000. So I'm going to skip all these slides that are about Brian, right? RVs, nonprofit, janitorial, pizzeria. I love this one though, you guys. $376,000 for the pizza place. Love, love, love this outside of Philly. Okay, I'm going to skip all these. And what I want to do is tell you about people that were on this webinar maybe a few weeks ago and how much money they are making and how it's working for them. And I've been doing this. I created a beta program sometime in December last year, and the beta ran December and January. So I have a lot of stuff from then, and then I've added a few members, right? So this is kind of what I've done. Now, this is a new one. This guy, I have a Facebook group, so I'm grabbing pictures out of the Facebook group. This guy's name is Victor, and I don't know him, never met him, never spoke to him, don't know anything about him. I believe he lives in Arkansas, but I'm not sure. And I believe he's in insurance, is what one of the members told me, but I don't know the guy. This guy submitted a deal, and it was fast. It was the fastest that it ever finished, 13 days. He submitted a barbecue restaurant, and they're getting $453,000 back. Victor, this guy I don't know, who was on a webinar just like this, except it didn't have this slide in it because there was no Victor at that time. He was roughly $22,000 for Victor. Guys, that's as real as it gets. Bud Clark. I've known this guy, so just in the transparency, he's an internet marketer in Utah, near the skiing area, Park City, outside of Salt Lake. He got like 3 deals in 2 days. 3 deals in 2 days. I get a lot of thank you messages. This is David Powell. And I get a lot of people thanking me because it's actually better than what I told them on a webinar. And I really need to like re-architect these slides and put more goodness in here. But there's so much, I don't want to overwhelm people on a call. And I left out some stuff, and he's just like so jazzed. Larry's like, oh my God, this is so easy. You actually are doing the work for us. And that's partially true, but not 100% true, right? I appreciated his comments. Scott, another member, he's from Montana. And I met him on one of the webinars in the Facebook group, and he got it all vetted out from his accountant, his CPA. And he told Scott that sounds like a really smart idea, right? So, Julie submitted a restaurant, I believe it was in California, with 80 employees. They were shut down by the governor of California and probably by the mayor too, right? So she did that in the first 10 days she was a member. Remember, up to $26,000 for every employee they have. And they had 80. So that's over $1 million possible dollars to this restaurant. This guy, I know this guy, the second guy from the left, his name's Tommy. And that's me, I don't know, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I was doing one of those insane obstacle run races that I felt compelled to try. It was fun. But Tommy submitted a deal, a restaurant, like a sports bar. You know, they have tons of TVs, a lot of employees. They had 2 locations, 224 total employees. You ready for this? They're getting a little over $2 million back. I don't even want to tell you yet how much Tommy is making. It's a lot. Let's just say it's a big enough number that everybody on here would be jumping up and down, including me, by the way. So in the first 3.5 weeks, this guy, Tommy, ends up generating 35 referrals, 35 deals. Nationwide, anywhere in the United States, Puerto Rico, territories, etc. Yes, Robin. He got a hair studio that his wife goes to because perfect. A veterinarian where his cats go. An erosion control company that a guy he knew worked at, didn't own it, but he worked there. A fitness center that he works out at, a lawyer he knew somehow, a plumber that he had used. He lives in a town of 20,000 people in rural Georgia, right? East of Atlanta, about an hour and 20 minutes, very small town. And the guy got 35 deals in 3 weeks. Think about it. So, Michael, yeah, let me speak to that. It's a good one, and I can talk to that in a second. Tim, crazy suit there, but Tim got a cryotherapy place, health and wellness center with 24 employees. Remember, up to $26,000. Burgess, this guy's been a beast in terms of referring deals. He got a retail store, a home renovation company, like a contractor, another retail store, and a bunch more. He's really been on fire. What else? This guy, Ray Powell, he's somewhere in northern Georgia. I don't remember exactly where. He took, I don't know, it took like 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, referred a deli he eats at. Susan got a small doctor's office. I don't know if she worked there or if it was a place she went to or what. Look at this. Amanda, I'd never even heard of this, you guys. So goes to show you I live in a bubble, right? Amanda referred an eyelash extension business that had 12 employees. Any kind of business counts. If you can dream the business up, I'm going to say, do they have W-2 employees? And you're going to say, yes. Then I'm going to say, then they're okay. All right. Mark Klipsch, this guy did 80 different deals 1 month. This was a manufacturing company that did work with timber. Notice all the weird kinds of businesses, right? All over the board. Steve got a coffee cafe, I think in North Carolina, 40 employees. Cynthia got a grocery store. I don't remember where. Qualified. How about this? In the last 48 hours, there were 20 different people that got at least a deal. right? 20 different people. Now, I'm giving you all the good, right? We're on a webinar. Nobody ever tells you the bad, do they? Give me a 1. Do you agree? Nobody ever tells you anything negative ever. It's only the good. I know it. You know it. Igor and I were chatting about that just the other day. All right. Watch this. All right. Well, here's a negative. This guy, Andy, was struggling. And I verbatim, he's in the beta when it just started. This seems to be typical marketing program. I'm going to write this off as another losing money program. Spammy, cold calling. I don't do any cold calling, but anyway, the guy was struggling, right? Suffice to say, the guy was struggling. Well, within 2 weeks, this is tracking. Here's his name. We do one-on-one help. We have a little one-on-one program. There's no extra fee. It's just included. And the guy had 2 deals, paying him roughly $10,000 to Andy in commissions. Not too shabby, considering how dejected and frustrated he was. And, then he got 2 deals. Just followed the process. It really is as easy. Now, I first wrote this down on a scratch sheet of paper, and one of my team made this little chart, and I'm like, yeah, this is right. Identify prospects. Get them to fill the form out. You could stop there at step 2. Now, if you were willing to help get them to send in the documents or nudge and prod them, there's an opportunity at the end. I'll tell you how you can get paid even more money. All right, so I got to take a pause. I'm going to have a drink of water. We've been on this call right at, I think, an hour, you guys. So before I go any further, is this interesting? Who wants to make large commissions like I'm showing you, telling you, explaining, helping these business owners? It's pretty fun. Honestly, this might be the most fun thing I've done most in a long time. Chantal and Robin and Bianca. I mean, Ken. Debbie's like, Brian, I would love to do this. I have not made anything yet. All right. First thing I'm going to tell you is I'm so sure at what I'm doing. I have an unconditional 60-day refund policy. It's because I'm sure, right? When you're certain about things, you can do things. All right, so watch this. I created this thing called Recovery Profit System, only because I'm not the most creative, and I needed to find a website name that was available, and it was about recovering businesses' money, and we could profit and blah, 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 right? So RPS for short. And all it is an exclusive affiliate system designed to help you help small businesses. You can make thousands per deal, right? It's, as you can tell already, it is very unique with very little competition. And you know what you do is you partner with our team, right? And our back-end accountants, our service providers, to get paid the money. That's it. Does everybody understand this slide? Say yes if you understand or no if you don't. And I'm going to make sure you understand because I want to make sure everybody's on the same page. I love it. Thank you, Bianca. And we'll let all of you guys. Okay. High ticket affiliate program. We get paid money for help and refer the businesses. And then I'm going to talk about the government. Chantel and Michael asked about government shutting it down and all those kind of things. So I will talk about that. Okay. So 5 modules. There's not hours and hours and hours of needless training, right? The first one is what I call the Cliff's Notes, which is a throwback to high school for me in the 80s when I had these little books that were like the cheat sheets on all the subjects or the books I had to read, whatever. All this is the who, what, when, where, and how much, the basics, right? So, all right. David said, I'm not sure I understand. David, I'm going to keep explaining it, and then I'm going to do a few examples and make sure you do, okay? I'll take care of that for you. I love it, Ken. All right, second module, getting to the money, because that's why we're all here. Igor and I spoke about this. This is really why we're here. As much as we like hanging out, right? It's about how do we make money, right? Now, in this case, we get to make money by helping other people, which is really good. but I have a simple training on the key points, member case studies. You don't really need to guess what works. The third module, there's only 5. The third module is where I bring in the affiliate marketing stuff. Now, I want you to imagine that you could build, instead of just $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 or $6,000, those are all nice payments. But what if you could get a high 6 or even 7-figure stream of revenue, hands-free? And what I teach you in the third module is how I've taken the affiliate marketing model that you're familiar with, probably from internet marketing, from IM, how I apply it here. And there's 2 different strategies, one of which is more lucrative than the other, but there's 2 different ways to do it. And then the fourth module is how to get the deals, right? Generating leads, how to get deals. I teach you our circle formula. This has been proven. It's what we used with that guy, Andy, that was unhappy. $10,000 on average, right? If you just follow this system. Hands-free, there's no need to meet. So New Zealand, I saw somebody in South America. Listen, you don't have to meet with businesses. I live outside of Atlanta, about 45 minutes, and I don't go meet with businesses. If I showed you right now, I'm in my son's room in the basement because I didn't want any background noise, and I'm not at my office today. So this is what we do in the fourth module. We show you kind of how to do it. All right. Fifth module. Where's all the goodness at? Where's all the big deals at? Right? What should I seek out? What are the recommended niches? How do I get beyond the niches you always hear the local marketers talking about, right? Because that isn't the big niches here. The money here, I know after 7,000 plus deals, I know exactly where the big money is, and I'm happy to show you. This is wax on, wax off. I believe that would be a fair way of saying it, Robin. Yes. I like that, actually. I'm gonna I'm gonna reuse that, Robin. So thank you. Okay. I've got all kinds of stuff. I've got email campaigns that I've written. And that's what I do a lot of, you guys, is email on my end. I have simple scripts if you want to tell a friend what you say. I have LinkedIn messages. I do some of that, not as much anymore. Facebook friend scripts. I have asking for referrals. I've got sample PowerPoints, flyers, business cards, one-pagers. I even got a little teaser video, all this kinds of stuff that you might want. You don't need most of this stuff, but you know what? You might want it. So, Marcy, let me answer that one in a second. I love the question, and I'm going to answer it in detail. I've got a bunch of bonuses, and I'm going to get into it, and then if you're excited and you want to learn more, give me a 1. I'm just going to grab a sip of water really fast. I'm going to hit the highlights of the program, and I'm going to give you the price at the beginning so that you don't have to wait. And then, I hate when people do that. And then I'm going to give you all the bonuses, and then I'll do a special bonus on the call, and then we can do all the questions. It'll be pretty quick. Shout out to Bianca, who gave me like 15 ones, by the way, or more. Debbie, absolutely. We'll figure something out for you. Okay. Everybody gets a website. You're thinking, all right, that's awesome. Well, the reason you get a website is you need a website to submit the deal. And we've got a bunch of different ones. And at the end of the day, they give you examples. There are, the process. But at the end of the day, it's really about a form. And it's about the business filling out the form. That's it. When they fill out the form from Debbie, it's hard coded to Debbie forever. That's that affiliate stuff, right? Okay. So everybody gets a website. Now, what's interesting is I would just as soon set it up for you, install and configure it. I want to customize the site with your name. If you want to use any of the collateral, we can put your website on there for you. Some of you are probably good at websites. Some of you are probably not. I'm going to tell you a secret. When I made this chart, notice no steps in the chart said spend 4 hours building website. It's not on there. You don't make any money for that. So I'm going to just do it. All right. We do have Spanish-speaking team members, so Fernando, and I'll talk about that. So, Michael, I won't forget you either. I've got people in the UK like Errol. He's a retired pastor. He's fighting cancer and diabetes. He's been active. Gail in New Jersey turned 70 earlier this year. This was one of my favorite comments. She had said it either in a webinar or on the Facebook group. And she said, Brian, this opportunity is the very best thing I've ever seen. And it was the very best thing I had ever seen, but it meant more coming from Gail than from myself. And she's like thanking me, and she's not alone, because this is actually better than I've even told you so far. Hundreds and hundreds of deals happening right now today at any given time. So super simple, silly stuff, right? Fill out form next. Everything else is just mumbo jumbo. You don't have to know all the stuff, but I'll explain it and teach it to you. Steve, this is April 8th. He got a $300,000 credit for a restaurant that he signed up, which means Steve's going to make a bunch of money. What else? Churches. Anybody go to church? All right. And if you don't go to church, maybe you know somebody that does. How about this? How about $227,000 for a church in Virginia, right? Well, churches count. The same guy, then he went and got a Presbyterian church this time for $423,000, and then a Baptist church for $590,000. So he did a temple, a Presbyterian church, and a Baptist church, and he got paid handsomely helping the churches. I love it. Michael was commenting on nonprofits. I got a nonprofit coming up in a second. Canadian guy sent an email and got a little restaurant deal. $70K small. He might only make $1,000 to $2,000, but he sent an email, you guys, from Quebec. Here's a nonprofit. They help they're a thrift store that help children and adults with autism. And David Nervy got this deal. And while $76,000 is like half of the average deal, I bet it meant a lot to that nonprofit, right? So many deals, you guys. I literally told Igor I could put 500 slides of just examples of people getting paid and getting deals. I have that many. Al Davis, Mackie Kyle, Scott Hall. Scott Hall got 2 more restaurants. Scott Hall's married with a full-time job. He's just doing this on the side. He's using LinkedIn. Lowell Smoker, got a landscaping company in Georgia. This is an interesting slide. I posted this in April. I did a webinar with some good friends, and they asked me how much is the average commission per deal. And I had no idea at the time because I had never calculated that. And what I did is I checked the previous 17 deals that finished over 3 days. I wanted it to be accurate, on that exact point in time. The average was $6,200. And then I actually show the amounts that different people were paid right there on the slide. It might be hard to read, but 9,600, 5,800, smaller one, 3,100. Here's a little one, 1,350, 4,000, 6,000, 5,100, 9,300. How's 31,000 somebody got paid? 31,000. So it's pretty crazy. Now, I suffer from one problem. I want to ask you honestly, if you referred a business, a nonprofit, a church, whatever, and the company owed you money, you would probably fill out there's a little online form so you can get paid. It's like a electronic payment. But the biggest problem that my support team faces is on any given week, they run down 3 to 5 people who have not filled out their wiring, their payment instructions. So I literally post in the Facebook group sometimes that we're missing either their agreement or their wiring instructions. I kid you not. I had a guy that we owed over $20,000 to. I had to post 3 times and we had to text and call him to get him to give us the information. Crazy. Here's one. I made this slide a few weeks ago. This is not from today, but Matt got paid $27,500. He sent an email to an engineering company, signed up. They got $1.1 million back. Boom. Way to go, Matt, right? And you can see people excited for him. Anybody enjoy sushi? So here's a sushi restaurant in Tennessee, which is in the southeastern part of the U.S. 90 employees. You'd be surprised how many employees work at restaurants. They did get a PPP loan. They're getting $430,000 back. And what's fascinating to me is this member was so new he wasn't even in the Facebook group. All right. Another one, Rob Hughes on deck with a driving school. I guess teaching like kids and young adults how to drive. 22 employees. They got 2 PPP loans. They still got $193,000 from the government. And Rob's making probably $5,000 to $7,000. I'm guesstimating on that to Rob. Not too shabby, huh? Now imagine you had a childhood friend that owned a business. And they had like 5 coffee shops, restaurants, and you've been best friends forever. You don't sell them anything. Imagine you could refer them to this program and they could get $1 million+ back thanks to you. Well, Naomi M here, Migliacci, referred a childhood friend, 1.2 million back. Naomi personally is receiving $60,000 in total. Now, this deal paid some upfront on the fee and deferred the fee, so she got $18,000 right away up front, and the balance of that 60-odd thousand will be paid over a couple months. But that's $18,000 right away. I'm going to answer every one of these questions, you guys, I promise. All right, everybody wants to know the price. So I had it at $19.95. I did all the usual stuff on webinars, and I did $9.97. So what I did is a hybrid, and I made it 3 payments of $3.97 or a single payment of $9.97. The reason I did it this way is a lot of the people that I spoke to had financial challenges, and I didn't want to make it out of reach for somebody by saying it was $1,000. I wanted to break it up, and I didn't want you to lose anything. You get the same thing on the payment plan as you do on the one pay, right? Which isn't always the truth. So that's the link. I'm going to put it in the chat, you guys, right now. I'm going to put it in the chat box. Hang on. recoveryprofitsystem.com/Igor. And what I'm going to do, though, is I want to finish giving you some other cool stuff. And then I'm going to answer every single question. I get messages like this. The value of the affiliate system you design. Now, I didn't design it. I just copied the existing affiliate system. Can change our lives. Burgess, I mentioned this guy earlier, just crushing it. It's his son and daughter. What else? Sid, who's on our team internally, he signed an accounting firm up. Yeah, because most accounting firms don't do this work, and they're referring their deals, and Sid gets paid. This guy, Tommy, and his wife, Sherry here, this guy literally unbelievable the amount of deals he's done now, 60-odd deals. Tito's in Austin, Texas, spoke to him yesterday. $1.6 million deal, restaurant, like $75,000 in commission to Tito's. Ready? The deals come in so fast every day. People that have never had success in their lives are having success here. 65 to 70% of the members get a deal in the first week. Think about that. Over 2 out of 3 people get a deal in the first week. I have so many deals coming in. Sometimes the people don't even join the Facebook group fast enough. You should totally join because it's motivating seeing other people winning nonstop, just winning. Steve got his deal in a week, the restaurant. Rick could be any one of us. Could have been Brian. The guy signs up in the beta program, never logs in. Igor, the guy never logs in. Well, he hits us up. And he had like 2 deals, and he needed a quick a little help, right, to get moving so he didn't lose the deals. End up making almost $18,000 between the two deals. Awesome. Burgess picked up a pizza. I'm a big pizza guy. I hate to admit it, but 200 employee pizzeria in Ohio. Listen, these guys all got their deals in under 9 days. Under 9 days. So I ask you, and I'm going to get in, I'm going to give you bonuses, and then I'm going to answer lots of questions. Are you in? If you're in, give me a 7 right now. The cool thing is I'm not done. I'm going to give you so many good bonuses. You're going to be really, really happy with the bonuses. Super happy. All right. Well, bonus time. A lot of 7s, you guys. All right. Bonus time. I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm going to do a bonus on the end. Every bonus is available for everybody, but I got one extra one for Igor that I have to cap. So if you are going to get in, I'm going to limit the extra one at the very end. I've got a lot of them. I'm going to limit that to 25 people. So watch this. First one, training group. This group is awesome. You can work directly with myself, our team. I've got 70 odd people on the team right now, employees. Network with other marketers, agency owners, small business owners from around the world. Immerse yourself in what works, right? I do contests, prizes. I give out trophies. I want to make it fun, right? I want to live a fun life. It's not just about work and money. It's about having fun. All right. I'm just putting random slides up. Look, I do leaderboards. Look at this. On the 10th of January, I had one guy with 9 deals for the month, one guy with 6, another guy with 5, 3 more with 4. I had 95 different people with deals. I only had 300 members. Think about that on the 10th of the month. So I give out recognitions. I just posted this the other day for June. I had one member. I've never met him or communicated with him. His name's Stanley P. He had 53 deals submitted in June. Sick. It's more than I've done in a while. Biggest one, a guy named Jeff. I mentioned him early in the call. At the very beginning, I moved that slide to the front. He did a deal $1.592 million. Most deals done. Naomi, she finished 5 last month. How's that sound? Community super supportive. People are nice. You can't beat it, right? The people are great. It really is about the people. We do live training every Wednesday, every Thursday live. Sometimes I do an extra one on Mondays. I just sort of pop into the Facebook group and do a live video feed, but usually you can bank on Wednesday and Thursday without fail. We track all your leads, and I've been doing this a long time, so I do it a little different than the other people do. Here's why. I hard code everything to you. I avoid cookies. I make sure every lead is 100% safe and mapped to you. And I got a system that shows you how close you are to getting paid. This is Brian talking right now, Kaji. So, are you in? Right? Are you in now? You can give me an 8 if you're in. Listen, if you're in, give me an 8 because I'm still not done. I've got more bonuses and I'm really going to blow your mind. Here's what I'm going to do right now. Watch this. I'm going to give you, I have a team in my office here in the Atlanta burbs, the suburbs, and every day I'll give you a sheet. You just have to request it. I only ask that you just request once a day so that my team can keep up. And they custom build you a list with email, phone, Facebook, website, LinkedIn. You simply follow the model and reach out to the business owner. That's it. All right. This is a book that helped me really turn the corner. It took me from probably about $1 million a year in internet marketing to over 5 million a year. This book teaching me concepts that maybe I understood, but I was missing. So everybody that joins, there's a form in the members area. You can request a copy. I Amazon it over to you, just a hardback copy for you. So bonus 6 is my funnels. I've got email funnels that generate deals all the time. I've got, as a matter of fact, most of my deals come off that funnel. Facebook ads, if that's you. I've got subject lines that work like crazy. I never really speak to prospects. hands-free. You can just implement what I'm doing. I also had Sid, the guy I mentioned earlier, interview Tommy Fry, the guy that did the 30 odd deals in 3.5 weeks, earning 200,000 plus in commissions. He lives in a super small town. He's not an internet marketer. He's not really technical savvy. But what he did is he took what we taught in module 3 around the affiliate program and put it to practice. So, Scott, the guy out of New York, married, full-time job, busy, super busy. He generated 3 million plus in credits, 250,000 plus in commissions in his first 30 days. Nicest guy you ever meet. He doesn't meet and talk with people either. He sends messages on LinkedIn and he gives you the message he sends, his script, etc., and you can just copy it. All right, I'm not done. I've got a couple more things. Now, as I finish, I'm going to give you some mega bonuses. Way bigger. First one, my follow-up bonus. Now, I'm going to be honest. The reason that I've done really well with this is the follow-up. Truth. Think about internet marketing. How many of you get an email about something and then the marketer sends you a second, third email, and maybe as it's closing, he or she sends you a bunch of emails, right? You've seen that, right? Just give me a yes if you've seen that. Well, the reason they do that, is it works. It works. It simply works. So I have a model where my team follows up as soon as the deals come in. They get them on the phone, they talk to them for you, they email them, sometimes they text them. Sometimes I even send ringless voicemails. Whatever we have to do, the team does it for you. There's no extra fee. They will follow up on all the deals for you. Second, playing off module 3, here's a little secret sauce. Every single one of you can add your own personal network of agents. I call them sub-agents. I want you to imagine, Desi, you're in insurance, I think you said. Imagine if you had 10 insurance agents that were referring deals. You gave them a piece of your commission. You could have as many as you want. I'll give them each their own website. You don't have to pay. They don't have to pay or anything like that. All the tracking handled by our team, and all their deals roll up and you see them in your tracking. This is how so many people are making sick money. It's not a multi-level. It's just your own personal level of agents, and you will find this will explode your income. Everybody has a friend that knows a business or two that wants to make a few bucks. And I have 70 of these, roughly 71 maybe right now. Some people have more than me. It just plain works. And last, I do have a monthly fee group, right? It's $197 a month, but I don't want you to have to pay. I mentioned earlier I'm certain. Let me explain certainty. 1 is an unconditional refund policy. Unconditional. 2 is, hey, I want you in my VIP in my mastermind group for 90 days. You don't have to pay for the monthly fee. Because at that point, you will have gotten multiple deals. You're either saying you love what we're doing or you don't want to be in it, right? It's really, really easy. So watch this. Last bonus, and then we're taking Q&A right now. Every one of you, do you remember how much I told you you'd get paid from the accounting firm on every file? Who remembers? Somebody shout it out if you remember. Let's see who actually knows. I'm going to check the Q&A box, you guys. Hang on. Yes, Bianca, of course. Got it. 10%. Well, I'm going to give every one of you for being on the call, not just 10, not 15 of you, all of you. And there's a lot of people here. I'm going to bump you up 50 more percent. So from 10, you'll now get 15% on every deal. What that means is when there's average is about 30,000 in fees from the accounting firm on average. And if you make 15% of 30,000, somebody help me out. What is 15% of $30,000? It is roughly $4,500. Roughly 45. A lot. I love that answer. Well, 3,000 was pretty good. 4,500 is a heck of a lot better. Now, how many of you would say, just be straight, you're super pumped, you want this bad, you're going to do it, and you're not going to buy and just shelf it. You're actually going to crush it. Because what I did for Igor is I basically told him I had a beta program where people could get more than 15%. Honest. I had a beta program where people could get up to 25% of the fees. And that's truly all the money. That's what I make. So for the first 25 of you, I'm going to open up the spots that we used to have in the beta program. You will get up to 25% commission on every deal. Instead of that 15% bump, which was awesome, and you'll crush it with that. If you help your business submit their documents in the first week, you get 25% of the fees. Think about that. $30,000 average deal in fees. 25% of that is about $7,500. That's on every single deal. Now, I want you to imagine submitting, I don't know, a couple of deals a week. You're going to make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more than you ever even thought from the beginning of the call. Think about it. This is it, you guys. This is it. So I don't like scarcity to people. I don't like pressuring people. I used to do it all the time. I will tell you the reason I'm putting this on is, one, some of you that are super motivated will choose to sign up today, and I want to reward you. Two, no matter what, even if you don't sign up right now, you are going to make, it's going to be like nothing you've ever seen. I kid you not. No excuses, no obstacles. There's no failing at clients, failing at affiliate marketing or e-com. You don't have to be technical. You don't have to be good at paid traffic. No, nothing like the agency stuff that Igor described at the beginning. None of that stuff. It's really easy. Follow our roadmap. Make up to 25% of the fee. Partner with us. You definitely don't want to do this by yourself, and build a 6 or even 7-figure pipeline. So I'm going to put the link back up. And what I want to do is I want to take, there was a couple questions early on that I owe an answer to. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let me get the screen back. I want to take those questions, you guys, right now. And I'm just going to write, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to write what you guys, I'm going to copy them right out of the question box. I'll put them on the screen. All right, Michael, I know you were like the first one, man, and I don't remember what you asked me, but I'm going to find it, and I'm going to put it up there. Hang on, you guys. I really want to answer Michael's question. Let's see. I kind of remember it, Michael. So if you ask me again, I'm gonna write it the way I remember it. Can the government shut this down? It was something to that effect, right? So, of course, this was available in 2020, 2021. Right now, we are retroactively filing, all right, for business owners. We can do this through April of 25. So the government, of course, can shut it down at any time. Now, what's interesting is so few businesses have even taken advantage of this. Most businesses have never heard of it. Fascinating, right? Truly fascinating. Perkins, my Portuguese comedian. I love it. Let's see. Sorry, some of you guys are comedians. It's hilarious. Shout out to Robin Benjamin. She already signed up, got a receipt 4 minutes ago. All right. Khadija said, Brian, I really need the 25% in my life, and I'll check it in a second. I will have to have someone Somebody said there was so much traffic, the page has a server error. So why don't I go look at that really fast? What I'm going to do is check and make sure that is hopefully not the case. Let's see. Oh, yay. It's whatever happened is no longer there. And it may have just been an influx of people, you guys. When you're on the page, you can do a 1-pay, you can do a 3-pay. You can pay with credit card, you can pay with PayPal. You can do it however you want, right? So let's do this. There are so many comments and questions. It's actually a little overwhelming for me. There's so many people here. Would you be willing to just ask your question with like a QQQ at the front? It would really, really help. Okay. Thank you, Michael. I thought I was close. I'm going to take Robin's because I see Robin's question. And I know Robin, I believe, already signed up, but I'm going to answer it anyway. And so Robin said, will we have everything we need? Okay. So how about I answer it like this? There is no upsell or one-time offer. You do need to buy one more thing. Before you get mad at me, it's a domain name. Should be $10 or less. That's really the only other thing that you, in my opinion, absolutely should have. I'll host them for you, but I don't want to own everybody's domain names, if that makes sense. It's just, I don't want to do that. So it's an important one, but I want to address it. All right. Let's see. Okay. Robin said, I don't know any businesses that heard of that has even heard of this. And I work with many businesses. Okay. So let me show you this. That is true. Very, very few, Robin, have really even heard of this. So I got another one. Who is this? Let's see. Where did that message go? Linda, I got yours. Let me put yours up there, okay? Linda's like, it seems like we have to do direct client selling. So here's what I do, Linda. I don't meet with clients. I don't ask clients for money. I simply send emails and LinkedIn messages as my primary method. I also have a bunch of sub-agents who I make money on. So to answer your question honestly, could you meet with clients? Yes. Do you have to meet with clients? No. I would say out of the members we have, 80% do not meet with clients and maybe 20% do. I would be willing to bet that most people don't meet with clients. And I'm willing to tell you this. A business, when they start, right? Let me put this up here, business. A business starts for free. No deposit, no credit card, no trial. Does that make sense? No one asks them for cash to start. They send in documents to the accountants. The accountants do the work. The work is done by the account, well, actually by the CPAs, and on average, 3 to 4 weeks later, business finds out the good news. So the good news may be like this. Let me give you an example. The business may be, the good news may be, business qualifies for, I'm going to make up a number, 210,000. All right. So they get a call from the accounting team, right? Actually, it's not an accountant, but somebody on the team calls them and says, Linda, congratulations. Your hotel qualifies for 210,000 in ERTC rebates. At this time, we give you multiple options to pay our fee. Now, you got to understand, Linda's getting $210,000 back. We offer upfront, deferred with deposit, full contingency. That means no deposit, no nothing at all, right? So all of a sudden the business gets hit with these choices. Upfront is 18%. The deferred with deposit is 25% with 5% due now. Full contingency is 30% with 0 due now. And I will tell you that having done lots and lots of these, 30 some odd percent, 34, 35% pay up front. 60% pay with the deposit. And about 2% does the contingency because it's more money. They don't usually pick that. That's exactly what happens. But I want to remind you, the cool part is the business got started with nothing. And you know what? It's the way it works. They started for free, no deposit, no credit card, no trial. And then they find out the good news. And the good news is usually so powerful, right? That they're overjoyed. I mean, I had a lady cry on the phone one day. Here's some. Let me see if I put this on the screen, you guys. Here's some examples I made. Can you guys see this, or is it too small? The numbers in green are how much the business got back. Let me just grab. I'll put them on a slide, you guys. These are some examples. I like to make things real. And at the end of the day, I could give you fake examples on a slide, or I could take real examples that I made for the members. So a service and delivery company got 1.5 million. That was that one I was telling you about. Engineering company got 1 million. And these are random deals. I think I had 100 random deals on a sheet. Construction company got 800K. How's an amusement park ride creator, a church, a private school, a restaurant, a country club, a construction, a food services business, a brewery in Hawaii got $320,000. A religious nonprofit, a holy order of the part of the Catholic Church got $249,000 back in Texas. It's examples like this that gets everybody so fired up. All right, I'm going to put the link back up. So let me see. We've got Bianca. Bianca, I think I answered it. Do companies have to pay up front? No, they don't have to. They're given an option to pay up front or defer. How long before you get paid? All right, so let's talk about the money, because at the end of the day, we all know that that's kind of an important question to address. So let me take an example. I wrote one down the other day. Let's see if I have it in here. Hang on, let's see. I may have to just write it out again. I don't think I have one. I'm going to write that out live. Okay. So how long for the money? So typical deal takes 3 to 4 weeks from submission. At that time, the business pays either in full, a deposit, or defers the whole thing, right? That's what happens every time. This is the keeping it real. You said it. You said to keep it real, and I said I would. All right. So in full, you will get all the commissions within a few days. Deposit, you get 50% of the deposit within a few days. Awesome. Defers the whole thing, you get nothing up front, but a lot more on the back end. That's exactly what happens here. All right. If you've already signed up, help me out here. If you've already signed up, let me know, because I want to answer questions for people that both signed up, and I also want to answer questions for people that are unsure, right? Because I don't want you to only, right? I don't want you to only get your questions answered if you're buying. I want, for no matter who you are, where you're at in the process, you might not really be sure, right? All right, so let's try to address that right now. Okay, watch this. I see a great question. I'm unclear in what the company has to pay. I love that question because I probably didn't do a good example. So I had the percentages up here. I'm just going to write them again. All right. Oh, I have Rochelle's I just wrote. How long does it typically take for the business to get the money from the government? 3 to 6 months. It was like 9 months, but I'm seeing most of them right now in 4 and 5 months. I did one myself. It took 5 months and 1 week. I got paid in May. Okay. So let me answer Keith G's question. Keith, I'm going to put your question up there. Done. So the fee the business pays is based on how much they are getting back. It's a percentage of the total rebate, right? That's how the company does it. It's a percentage of the total rebate. Now, imagine they're getting, I'm going to do easy math, 200,000 back. They decide to pay up front. It's 18%. That is, I does 10, 16, 36,000 in fees. Right? That's the example. So out of the 36,000, if you are getting 10%, which none of you are, that would be $3,600. If you are getting 15%, which a lot of you will, that would be, help me out, 15% of that, about $5,400 on that deal, Keith. If you were getting 25%, that would be $9,000, Keith, to you. Give me a 1 if that makes sense to everybody. Help me out. Just give me some feedback. If that makes sense, give me a 1. I love it. Gloria said, thank you, Brian. I'm excited. I'm excited too. Okay. Yes, okay. It's a really good question, Khadija. I want to answer this really clear. So you don't get 25% of the total rebate. You get 25% of the fee, right? So in this example, 18% is the fee. So there's only 36,000 in fees, right? The business has got to get some of their money. You're going to get 25% of that 36,000, right? You will get either 15% or 25% of this. See if that makes sense. Let me see. Let me check the ones and stuff in the box and see. Okay, good. I'm getting ones. Oh, I love this one from Bianca. Love this one. All right. First, let me do Daryl's. I had already written it. Daryl, do they have to give the money to their employees? Well, you would think that would be a novel concept, that it would be dispersed out to their staff. But this money is a rebate they're given from the government because they kept their employees on staff. So in essence, no, there is actually no restrictions on the money. None. All right. So Bianca's question is this. Brian, is this completely legal with the government that the accountants take this fee? Yes, it is legal for the accountants to charge a fee, right? And it is legal for them to pay us as well. So yes and yes. But it's a great question, and I asked myself the same question some time back. How do I estimate? Okay, a good one from Keith. Okay, how do I estimate, right, what their rebate is going to be? Now, I'm going to give you 2 answers. One, I usually say something like this, right? If I was writing, and it's usually written. Watch this. So they get up to $26K per employee. They tell me they have 30 employees. I know the max they could possibly get is, right, 30 times 26, which is $780,000. Now, if you guys want to know my secret number, I usually estimate, this is for me. I don't always, it's the first time I ever told this on a webinar. I usually estimate $9,000 per employee. Because usually it's more, and I like to not set myself up for underwhelming, right? So if it's $9,000, I would guesstimate for me that they will get 270K. Now, I am about to release a new calculator, right? I just finished it. I kind of signed off on it today. This calculator will allow a business to answer a bunch of questions and get an estimate. Keith, I've now run 50 deals through the calculator that are finished, and the estimates have been right every single time. So it's something new that I'm going to give all the members on the websites I set up so that your people that visit your page can go, wow, how much money can I get? And they can answer a lot of questions. Thank you, Desi. Gloria Davis, yes, you were one of the first 25. You are in. Okay. Okay, Robin. Let me help you on yours, Robin. Hang on. Let's see. Robin B. All right. I want to make sure are you talking about she said, are you talking about the business owner paying the accountant, or is this a funding fee? Okay, so the business owner pays the accountant for professional services rendered, right? There is no loan and there is no funding fee. I understand what you're saying, but it is a fee for the professional services, like if you paid a lawyer, a doctor, in this case, a CPA. The money, how about this one? This is one of my favorite questions. I'm going to put my own. I've always wanted to answer my own question on a webinar. All right. Who pays the money? The money comes in the form of physical checks from the Internal Revenue Service. The checks are written on the U.S. Treasury. There is one check for each period the business was eligible for the ERTC rebate. Give me a 6 if you understand what I just said. The money comes from the government. It's a letter from the IRS that's obviously a check, and it's one check per envelope. The checks are made out on the United States Treasury. I wonder if I have a screenshot. I think I took a screenshot of some of mine once. Let me see if I have a screenshot. Hang on, you guys. Seeing is believing is what I always say. Let me see. I'm looking on my phone. I might have to turn my camera on. You're going to be so embarrassed I didn't shave. I'm in the basement. Blah, blah, blah. All right. I'm looking for a picture of some checks that I think I do have on my phone. I was jazzed up when my own checks came in, and funny enough, I took pictures of them. Let's see. Hang on. Oh, yep. All right. I'm going to cheat. I'm turning my camera on. ERTC stands for Employee Retention Tax Credit. I'm going to turn my camera on. I'm literally sitting in one of my kids' room in my basement. And hello. I'm going to different checks from the government for each time period. Cool. All right. Awesome. The checks are, let me see what they say on it. They're made, the check says United States Treasury at the top left. They're written to the business owner specifically. Okay, good question from Robin. A very good question from Robin. Robin B. So, will the CPAs answer their questions? And does it, okay. The CPAs, let me try to think. Okay, so let me outline the process. Let me try to answer it this way, Robin. When a business signs up, they get called by one of the processing staff. They say, welcome, and explain the basics. They ask for 5 or 6 documents. When those documents come in, the processors make sure they are right. They then send to the CPAs. CPAs do the math, all the work, the real work. Then, all right, I want to try to keep this as I like these questions. When done, the team will call the business and give them the good news. Now, during this process, sometimes the CPAs will call the business if they have a question. Not the processors, but the accountants. Not always, but sometimes. To scale so that they can handle the amount of business. Right? There's a lot of processors. And it is that part of the process, right? It's so critical. Cool. Are all businesses eligible as long as the business has employees? No. The employees is a root important part, right? I'm gonna put my little diagram I just made. Perkins, I made this. You should be happy. David, I saw you were here. So this chart explains eligibility. All right. You had to be impacted economically. Your sales had to go down and or by a certain number as evident, or you had to get some kind of shutdown or limitation by the government. If your sales went up and the government shut you down partially or fully, you still qualify. If you lost money under that met the criteria and you weren't shut down, you're eligible. If you have 6,000 employees, somebody's asking, you are likely not eligible. It's designed for small businesses, not big companies. Okay, what if you have 300 full-time employees and 5,000 part-time at like fast food restaurants? You would probably be eligible in that case. All right, we have 9 spots, it looks like. I just got a message from the team. If you are interested in the extra bump, every one of you is getting this. I already set it up. Now, I did add a version of what we did with the beta program, which is the up to 25% commission. There are 25 spots. 16 of you had signed up. There are 9 more spots. I would love to, if it fits you, right? Don't sign up if it's not for you. But I like to think of giving away free money as one of the easiest things I've ever done. It's right up there with, it's pretty high up there, right? One of the easiest things I've ever done. Michael McGill, you made it. You were good. Okay. Yep, you made it. All right. You guys, I'm going to pause, have a sip of water. There's still a lot of questions. I'm going to ask you to do this. Make sure you put the 3 Qs, ask it again. Somebody just asked me to kind of check if they were in there. I will read out some of the names that I see. Chris Small, Michael McGill, Paul L, Stephen F, Willie, Willie M. Let's see who else. Sheena, Gloria, Larry, Josephine G, Desiree. Who else do I see? James M, CW, Reginald made it, Mark P, Fernando, Chantal, you're good. Vincent, you're good. Danae, you're good. Let's see. Khadijah C, you're good. Willetta, you're good. Mark, Benjamin, Robin, and Bianca. Now, the reason I slowed down on Bianca is because Bianca was the very person to sign up. And anyway, I thought that was cool. So this is what we have. We have a pretty cool program where you simply are getting paid affiliate commissions for giving away free money. Now, you don't get paid by the government. No, you get paid by the accounting firm. How do they pay you? They pay you electronically. If you're in the US, there's an electronic payment system, and it basically sends an ACH deposit to your account. If you're in Canada or anywhere else in the world, they wire you once a week. Typically, they send wires out and you get a wire. Cool. All right. Am I the owner of the company? No. I have a seat at the table and I'm involved, but no, I'm not the owner. David Lamb just signed up. So, David, you're probably going to be good. How long will this program be open? You will be able to file retroactively. We have a little over 2.5 years left. So, you got 2.5 years to give away as many deals as you can. So, how many times can a company do ERTC? They could do it as many times as they wanted until they filed for all the periods. Typically, they only do it once, Fernando. Okay. David, is that David that I know from LA, or is this a different David? I gotta check this. You're so funny. I have a friend that lives in LA with the same name. You may or may not be that person. Just kind of cracking me up. All right. So let me answer David's question. David said, if I sign up an affiliate, right? So I'm going to be clear. This is not really your typical, this isn't multi-level, anything like that. If you sign up an affiliate, you get paid only on your affiliates. We don't do any kind of multi-level stuff. There's nothing like that. This is financial services. Every member has to sign a contract that outlines how they get paid. And every sub-agent or, sub-affiliate that works with you also signs a little 2-pager that governs kind of how they get paid. Very, very important. Okay. I love this question from Robin again. Great. Thanks, Robin, for all the good questions. So we have 3 accounting firms. Robin's saying, are you adding CPA firms and do we use your accountants? Yeah, no. Everyone uses our CPAs and system. Our biggest referral partner are other accountants. So most accountants don't want to do this work, to answer your question. The sub-agent gets paid by the company. Great question here. I'm going to put this one up here. Okay. They are paid electronically via ACH or bank wire from the company. You tell the team what percentage they get of your deal. You are, in essence, the agent, and they are a sub-agent. Good question, Khadijah. Thank you. Did I miss anybody else? Let me get a count. I will text. I got one of my team, Nikki, that's kind of giving me updates. All right, give me one sec. I will check it. Now, I'm pretty honest about this, you guys. I actually check. It's not fake scarcity. Every one of you will get all the bonuses. Some of you will get the extra bonus. Cool. And all right. So at this point, I have 3 spots left, and that's of the extra bonus. So every one of you will get let me find the slide. Every one of you will get the bump to 15%. Somebody said, how many deals do you get a day? Funny enough, I will check. On average, I don't know, 75 maybe, something like that. That means 75 different members, or maybe some members have multiple, come in a day. You want to see something cool? Let me see if I can show you something neat. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to show you some real businesses that have come in while we've been on the call. All right. I'll put a few in my screen capture. I mean, because look, a lot of things sound better than they are. I promise you, this is much better than I'm making it sound. I need to get better at this dumb presentation. I need to do a better job articulating. These are some deals that came in while we were on the call. I don't know what a Big Bear is, probably a restaurant, a smoking grill, MCC group. You can see I started to grab the employees as a big one, this Destination Big Bear. Divinity Manor, Home Health, Periscope Auto, Roofing Alliance, First Church of Religious Science, right? These have all come in the last hour or so while we're on the call. Typically, we see 50 to 80 deals, something like that a day from, probably 40 different members on a given day. That's kind of keeping it real. All right. So somebody said, what is the special bonus? Okay. So for everybody that gets in now on the call, every single one of you, you will get the 15% bump. You will also, there's 3 spots left of the 25. Fact, you will also get the chance to get up to 25% by helping the business get their docs in. What does that really mean? Well, as soon as you submit your deal, one of the team calls the business, right? And they try to, they explain things again. They try to get them to send the docs in. If they send it in on their own, you will make 25%. If you help, you will make 25%. The company gives you the extra bump because a lot of the cost, the overhead, is in tracking down the docs. Funny enough, would you believe that business owners are procrastinators? They are. Hilarious. Is it only United States tax-paying businesses? Yes. What about agents? Hang on. I wrote a couple questions because I knew somebody was going to ask me these. Hang on. All right. I wrote some of your questions down. Can I pay a referral partner to generate deals for me? Yes. You don't have to, but you can. Does the business have to be in the US? Yes. Do I have to be in the US? What if I'm lucky enough to live in the paradise that is New Zealand? Yes. Iceland? Yes. Peru? Yes. Israel? Yes. If you can say it, I'm going to say yes. What kind of businesses qualify? Somebody tell me. Shout out. Tell me one of the ways a business qualifies, right? Obviously, they're in the US. What else? Robin said, Brian, do we get a list of documents required? Yes, we go over all that kinds of stuff, but yes. USA-based businesses that pay taxes. Yes, they do have to pay their employees and pay their employee taxes. Great point. Yes, they have to have W-2 employees. Yes. Okay. If a business doesn't trust you, can they get a guarantee from the accountant? Rarely happens. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret, you guys. You want to know what company we are? I'll show you who we are. There's no way to go around. It's all the only opportunity to kind of sign up is here with Igor. But the company is ERTC.com, the nation's largest ERTC company. Lots of credibility, tons of 7,000 plus deals. Yeah, you guys, it's a really, really, really good thing. Is it perfect? No, nothing's perfect. Honest, right? All right. What else? I'm looking. Chris Small is in. All right, let me double check. John, I will check and see if you are. We may be almost out, and then I will see if Igor is here. All right, here's what I'm going to do. At this point, is there any other questions? We have 2 spots left. So there's still time. If you want the extra bump, we'd love to have you. I don't want you to feel pressured. If you're not interested, then this is not for you. If you think this is going to do it for you, if you think, right, if you think this is something you could actually really do well with, then I encourage you to sign up. Right? All right. Let's see. Karen said, Brian, how can I make money right now? The minute you come on board, I would think of business owners you know, Karen, assuming you know a couple, and I would refer them right away. Right? That's the fastest way to do it. If you don't know anybody, I would think of who do you know that works at a business? Somebody probably, and I would hit them up. I promise you, you typically will refer 3 to 5 deals thinking along those lines. Bossy said, can felons do this? You know, points to you because I have never been asked that question. I believe the answer is yes. However, if for any reason the answer is no, I'll be happy to shoot your money back. But I'm fairly certain the answer is yes, because you're referring business. You're not the licensee in any way. Farad, let me see. Farad, you may have just signed up, and I will see if you are there. Okay. Let me double check. Bernie, you are in. Shar is in. Jennifer is in. Jay Martinez is in. Karen's in. William, Louis, Chris, Michael, Paul, Stephen, Willie, Sheena, Gloria, Larry, Josephine, Desiree, James, CW, Reginald. I'm looking. Vincent, Chantel, Fernando, Mark, Danae, Khadijah, Bianca, Mark. Let's see. For Farald, I don't see it, man. I don't see it. If there's something going on, I will honor the bonus for you, and we will figure it out together. Okay. And maybe it just came in and it just hasn't even shown up yet, which is very possible. All right. Any other questions? Anything I can do to answer your questions while we're all on the call together, even if, right? Even if you've already signed up, or even if you're not going to sign up. If there's anything I can do to answer your question, I'd be happy to do that for you. We'll take a couple more minutes of questions and we'll wrap this up. There is no license required. Correct, Robin. There is no background check, which is why I answered yes to the question about the felon. The login information will come to you automatically within about 20, 25 minutes. It comes via the system, and you get login. Let me show you this because it looks like, I think we're down to the 1, but why don't I show you if you have any issues, any problems. We have a support desk. It's getsupport.biz. They will help you. I got, I don't know, 3 or 4 people most hours of the day there. They will help you out. And, you know, if it's I didn't get my credential or whatever it is, they will help you. They're very nice. They're here in Atlanta and some are in Manila, but they're super nice people. Okay, let me hang on. No, I answered yours, Gerald. Does the company have to have been shut down? No. It was a good question from Mark. I wrote this for you, Mark. Full or partial shutdown would make them eligible. Imagine a restaurant that could no longer have customers indoors, or a restaurant that went takeout only, or a restaurant that was shut down, or a doctor's office that couldn't do elective procedures. There's so many examples. Or a company that lost money based on their 2019 numbers. You'd be surprised. Vincent, send an email to I'm going to help you out, Vincent. I sent you a message. Bianca, you're good. Read it carefully. It should give you multiple options. Khadijah, you'll get your stuff. All right. What else? Check on 2 questions I sent not answered. Albert, I'm looking for them. Thank you so much. There's just a lot of them and they got overwhelmed. Do you have to join social media? We do have a community in Facebook. You do not have to be there. You could simply, right? You could simply be on our live calls and not be on social media. Okay. How long will offer be available? I need some time on the payment. I'm going to defer that to Igor. We still got hundreds of people here right now. There's still one spot left. So if somebody's interested and you want the extra bump, now is the time. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do this. There's a lot of people here, and I'm a little bit overwhelmed on the questions, and I probably haven't done the best job. So why don't I do this? Anybody that gets in the next couple hours, I will honor that 25 bonus. However, I ask you to do this. Give me and Igor, so we have your name, and I will give it to my team. I just need your full name that you're going to sign up with. Just type in your full name, and let's see, it's 4 o'clock up until I go to bed, maybe 10 o'clock tonight. So call it 6 more hours. If you get in, I will honor that bump for you so you don't have to feel so stressed out signing up on the call. But you got to type your name in because I'm going to give those names to my team. Easy. Keith, I got you covered. Kaisha, I got you covered. Donald, let me double check yours right now. Hang on, you guys. Usually I have one of my team here, and Donald, you're good, Donald. Yep. And I have vacations going on. If you name it, I had it going on the last few days. All right. So one last time. Any questions? I'm going to find Albert's because I owe him an answer. So while you guys are thinking of your questions, I'm going to find Albert's questions and answer those. Albert, I'm scrolling. Okay, here's one. I'm in tomorrow. Albert, you're good. I got you covered. Albert P, you're good. And let me find your other question, Albert. I'm just scrolling up. There's a lot of them. A lot. Okay. What criteria? Okay, this is a really good question. I'm sorry I missed this. This one's a little more in depth, right? So I'm going to go ahead and answer this to the best of my ability on the call. Okay. If they received previous PPP, you can't double dip the same payroll for both programs. If their employees were paid very little or worked part-time, very little hours, right? I think to get full qualification, it's like $19 and change an hour, ballpark. So if they didn't make $19 and change, they won't earn all the money. If they had 2 PPP loans, the time period that they qualified for those cannot be double dipped. It's a more exacting question, but I appreciate it, Albert. I'm glad you asked it. Sorry I missed it the first time. Okay. Brett, I got you. Brett S. Jeff A, I got you covered. Jacques D, I got you covered. Harrison, I got you covered. Khadijah, I'm a Brad. I love it. I love it. All right. Do you need operating capital? I don't really think you do. Like anything, if you had tons of flush cash, could you do more things? Of course. Can you be successful with no extra money? Danny, yes. Are the 5 modules intensive? Karen, I'm embarrassed to admit they are not very intensive. Karen A. All right. Anybody else? Any questions? Sharon, let me look at yours real fast while I let people answer, and I'll see if yours came in. Is it SHART? Let's see. I bet that's you. I suspect that is you, based on your name. So if so, you are good. Can I go over the guarantee, Brett? Yes. 100% unconditional, no questions asked, money back guarantee. I will write it on the screen so you can capture it. Right? I you know want to know why I do this? Because too many other things are BS. We offer a fully 100% no questions asked refund, 60 days. You simply have to let us know through support. That's it. You do that, I got you covered. I'm going to tell you a secret, though. I understand why you asked that. I don't want anybody to buy this because they want a refund. I want you to buy this because you want to change where you are right now. You want to make additional monies. You want to accomplish one of the whys. And as long as that's where your head's at, you're going to be fine. I've had less than 2% of the buyers refund. And most of those were people that bought twice. They double bought somehow. Guys, this is better. I laid off telling you all the goodness on what we're doing here. I haven't even gotten into some of the stuff. It's that good. So, what else? Ken, thank you so much. Yeah, but Ken, Vanessa is on holiday. That's why I'm struggling a little bit today. I love it. Jeff A goes, Brian, I have someone ready to sign up right now. Jeff, we'll take care of them for you. Don't stress. As soon as you sign up, we will rocket them in for you. I'd rather them sign up under you and we'll take care of them. Okay. You're going to be good to go. Anybody else? Okay. I'm getting a lot of you that obviously bought asking me this question. I wasn't going to do this, but why not? Right. Someone who just bought. Okay. The question goes something like this. The answer is probably something like this. Any domain name is good, shorter is better, or easy to say, right? Remember, I usually I have a bunch of them, buy domains that have these kind of words: tax, rebate, refund, recovery, ERTC, ERC, finance, help, words like that in it. A lot of my domains have words like that. So that's honest 2 cents. All right. And the support address, James, I'm going to write it right here. And all you have to do is reach out. The ladies are awesome. They're so much better than I am at what they do. And I gave it to you, James, so you have it. If I already have a paid for domain, can I use it? Yes. No reason to buy another one if you're happy. I love Danny's question. Danny, I'm going to put it up, and I appreciate you being here, even though you said you were late. No big deal. Danny said, I'm going to give you the honest answer. No. 90% plus have never heard of it, except maybe 65, 70% of the restaurants have not heard of it. More restaurants have heard of it than any other niche. Does that make sense? That's the honest answer there, Danny. Thanks, James. Got you covered. How long does it take for you guys to put up a site? All right, that was Michael, I think. How long for the website? Yeah, I'll put the link up. Sorry, you guys. Hang on. I apologize. How long for the website is from when you fill out the form, I don't know, 12 to 36 hours. Shouldn't be any longer than that. So yeah, if you just signed up, first thing you should do is fill out the form for the website. I have people doing it overnight, US people offshore doing it overnight, and then I have my team in Atlanta during the day. So they get handled pretty quick, Michael. Will we get a replay? Yes. Igor told me he's going to render this, and he asked me not to go over 2 hours, and I'm way over 2 hours. But yes, he's going to get a replay directly to you, Danny. All right, I'm gonna wrap up. Let me see if Igor. I think he's still here. Let me see, Igor, if you're here. He may have stepped away. He was helping me for the longest time in the Q&A. All right. Did you say what the sub agents? Oh,
Yeah,
wait
I'm
a
here.
minute. There might be
Were you
Igor.
looking for me?
Yeah, we hear you. Hey, my friend.
Yeah, I was here. I'm babysitting, and I got some people. They were cleaning, had cleaning ladies over. So, and I'm trying to play a first-person shooter at the same time. So I'm trying to multitask. Yeah, what? I'm here, and let me be super clear. I haven't seen my audience as excited about a webinar, even any of my own, as they are today. It's just, I haven't seen so many messages in the chat, so many questions and engagement. It's just insane. Guys, you're really loving this. Really loving this.
No, you guys, you know what? I held out on you. I held out on some of the good things. Like, what if I told you? Kathy asked this, Igor. Is there a number? Is there a maximum number of affiliates we could have? There's no cap. I want you to imagine 50 people you know over the next couple months that you set up, and they all bring in one deal a month, maybe every other month. And I
Maybe
want you
one
to
year.
$5,000 plus a pop. It's crazy.
No, it's insane. It's really insane. And the what I really like about the strategy is the automation, the leverage that you're able to figure out, because this is not a given. I think even if somebody knew about the strategy, they would burn out real quick trying to cold turkey business owners into this. No scripts, no automation, no assistance from your team, no ability to leverage platforms like LinkedIn. Um, it's just, of course, having your partner. I think what's his name, Sid. I think his name
Oh,
is.
yeah. Sid runs our agent program. Yeah, he runs the training calls.
Yeah, so it's not a given. It's not something that you guys should take for granted. In fact, you should consider yourself really lucky, because as you're thinking about signing up for this, what you should really, really like have in the front of your mind is the insane amount of support in the infrastructure that Brian brings to the table, in order to facilitate you being able to make these commissions without having to slave away on this, as a business. Like you showed this one case study, you actually said something and it really resonated. You said, I don't remember the name, but you said he was married to his job,
Oh,
right? So,
Scott. Yeah. Total Scott up in New York City. Yep.
yeah, so isn't that true for many of us? Like, we don't necessarily get paid more money for it, but so many people are literally married to the job. I'm actually, me and my wife, we started watching this TV show, The Americans. It's not brand new, but it's really still relevant to what's going on today. And there's this FBI agent, one of the key characters. He basically loses his marriage because he was literally married to the job, and he kind of, even his son, who was like 14 or 16 years old, they show this conversation that he's having with his mother, and he's like, is he even like a part of this family anymore? He doesn't show up for dinner, like he's not here, he's not present with us. And for me, when I first discovered the online marketing industry and the concept of affiliate marketing, the concept of leverage, automation, email, autoresponders, all the beautiful things about our industry is, I knew that when I'm ready to have kids, and I was planning to, it was one of my goals in life, I knew I will be there. I knew I'll be there. So even if you're super busy with your job, even if you got tons of different commitments, this can fit in without lowering the quality of your life, without taking away from your free time, from your hobbies. In fact, they'll probably support a lot of the things that you're doing. For instance, my birthday is coming up on August 4th, so we're just maybe a couple of weeks away, right? And I decided to have a paintball outing, like just invite a bunch of people to play paintball. And like the first thing they ask, how much, how much, how much, right? So it feels real nice to go back to them and say, hey guys, I paid for your ticket, you just show up, you know. because well, I mean, it's a couple $100, it's nothing, but it's only possible because I have this certainty and this belief that as long as I'm using the right system, I don't have to worry about the money coming in tomorrow. I don't have to worry about the money coming in, next week. So I'm able to put in 200, 300, $500 to arrange a nice day for me and my friends, because I know I won't be $500 short, when something happens. And it does happen too. I mean, just like for anyone, us internet marketers, people make a lot of money. We have our problems. Like just the other day, my furnace broke. So a guy showed up and said, "Hey, you just got to put in the new furnace. It's going to cost you 4 grand." And it's like, yeah, it's unpleasant, but it's just a few sales away from covering that. So, I mean, it's probably one deal away from covering a new furnace with this program. And you guys should really think about that as you're going to recoveryprofitsystem.com/Igor and sign up for this, because this is truly epic. I mean, this is the single most unique way of leveraging affiliate marketing I have seen in all of my years online. It's pretty insane, to be honest with you. Pretty insane, and you should really grab this opportunity with both hands, as far as I'm concerned.
I love it. You guys, thank you. And Igor, thank you for having me. Thank you for everything, helping me kind of get everything ready today. And for everybody that was here, I mean, your questions, to Igor's point, they were really good, and it helped me kind of address all of your questions. And I usually I would have needed help today to answer them all. So you guys were very patient and reposting and all that. So thank you. There's a lot of them. We will get a replay out. And Marcel C, I'll make sure I cover you. You're going to be good. And let me answer Desi's question. To be very clear, you guys, the sub agents you bring in do not have to pay. There's no fee to, we don't charge you a fee at all. Think of them as an extension of your team. So it's a good question. A couple other people asked it as well. The only thing I ask you for the sub agents, they do have to sign a little 2-page agreement. It's pretty minor. And just make sure they do. And second, make sure each one of them has their own domain, because the way we do the tracking, that's one thing you're going to want to do. And, so you're going to pay $8 or $9 for a domain for each one. Outside of that, that's it. But awesome questions. I had a lot of fun. I'm looking forward.
Before we wrap up, one more time, can you paste in the chat or the questions box the support email,
Yes.
just in case? Because guys, if you signed up, and there's so many of you here, I mean, I was trying to post your names in the chat here just to keep up. If you signed up, you should receive the login in about 20-25 minutes after signing up. If you didn't receive the login details, then please use the link that Brian just posted in the chat right now. It's getsupport.biz to go and submit your ticket. Also remember, when you enroll, when you sign up, okay, don't waste time and just get going right away, because you can be up and running tonight, just so you understand. Yeah, there will be the domain, the tracking to set up, etc., but you can get those deals started tonight. And any deal you get tonight and tomorrow, even if your domain ain't ready by then, you can, Brian's team can always manually assign it to you, as long as you just keep track of that, and you can just take a screenshot of an email conversation you had with somebody. So who posted earlier? I think it was Jeff. He says, like, I already have someone, it's like, he's already signing someone up, already like talking to somebody. And it's crazy. Like, Brian, how big is the small business niche? Like, how many businesses there are, small to medium?
Ready for this? Somebody always goes, Igor, nobody asked this today, but your question's perfect. Are we going to overwhelm? Is this, we have too many people, because we have about 1,000 agents. Well, there's 30 some odd million eligible businesses. And I promise you, we're in no danger.
Wow, 30 million.
30 million different ones.
Wow, that's like what, just under 10% of the US population?
Yeah, almost spot on, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I live in Canada. Canada is 38 million people. So it's kind of like an entire Canada. worth of businesses
It's
that you
so
guys
crazy.
can work with. Yeah, that's pretty insane. I really like that. And also Debbie was worried, Debbie was asking this question earlier. She was asking like, I think she was asking about whether the business has to be in the States, and the answer is yes, because the US government is paying out. But do you have to be in the States to get paid like this? No.
No,
No,
no.
you can be in the Caribbean, you can be in the UK, you can be in Israel, Moldova, doesn't matter where you are. You can get paid US American dollars for this no matter where you're at. This is actually something I love about our business. Like I live in Canada, and the Canadian dollar is just always weak against the US dollar, which for me is a good thing, right? Because I get paid in US dollars, and I get a little bit extra when I
Oh,
convert.
that's such a good point. Yeah, I get that. Huh.
Yes. So to answer Chris's question, Chris is asking if I'm including a bonus. Chris, I usually do include a bonus, but this time I don't because I really don't see how I can enhance this package. I mean, when Brian said he's going to give you his calculator, which for me, that was like insane because I'll explain it to you. One thing is to try to explain to a business owner that they're going to get free money from the government. You say that, and they're like, they get skeptical, maybe some of them, just like, no, too good to be true, whatever. But if you actually get them in front of a calculator, that makes it real because you put in the parameters and the calculator spits out an approximate amount of money they can expect to receive from the government. It actually puts a different picture in their mind altogether, bypassing some of that skepticism. So actually, it's funny that you mentioned it, Brian, because I'm developing a list building calculator to put in front of people who are like thinking about building a list and sort of are on the fence about it, because I want them to see the potential of what it's like to have a list and how this list can produce real money, right? Because it's sometimes hard to convert the concept of emails into real money. So the calculator, I think it's a really sweet touch, really fine touch on your entire system.
I love it. No, thank you, Igor. Yeah. And it's something I've been working on for a while. It's a lot more elaborate than you think because it has to take into account all the factors. So I'm going to start rolling it out. I'm going to add some beta. I've had 10 beta members. I'm probably going to add 20 or 30 more. And then everybody's going to have it. And you're going to find everybody wants to know how much money they're going to get. And curiosity will get anybody that visits the page to sign up. It's it's right up there with scarcity, right? How much money can I get is a powerful motivator. So we will see
Yeah.
how it shakes out.
Yeah, and let's face it, guys. Everyone's about the money. Like we're all people, we're all good people. Most of us are good people, but money is money. Like you put in front of somebody that calculator, they can do their own math, and they can see it in front of their eyes. It's really powerful. But again, this whole I think the power is really not just in the money or the calculator. It's in the whole system where you have the process figured out, start to finish, and your team is supporting us along the way. You've got the strategies laid out both for lead gen, for closing. We don't have to do a lot of that chasing or anything like that. It's just a powerful thing, really, because there are lots of great concepts out there, right? There are lots of great models out there, but there are very few people who can, like you, put together a system to support those models where they can plug in anyone, right? And for that person to start making money, kind of like what McDonald's did with fast food, because I mean Burger King has better burgers, Wendy's has probably better chicken than McDonald's, but McDonald's has created a system where they can plug in teens and the burger still comes out in 60 seconds or something, right? That speed is insane and the quality is the same every time. So when you create a system like that, which I think is your superpower, Brian, is you created a system to support a great business that otherwise people would be totally afraid to do, because nobody likes to deal with bureaucracy, nobody likes to deal with accounting, nobody likes to deal with the IRS. You say IRS, people run the other way.
I
But
know. If you had told me, Igor, that I would be on a call talking about this, I would laugh, but it's it's so lucrative. You guys, I've already done I don't like talking these kind of numbers. I've done multiple seven figures since November doing this. Since November. And there will be a couple dozen members, I have no doubt, that do over 7 figures. We've had a bunch of them do over 6 figures already. So there is really no cap. The only thing to know about this, just being candid, is the clock is ticking. Every day that we let go by is one less day available before the program will end. And none of us will ever be able to reach all those businesses. So all you have to do is be consistent and just kind of figure out what level of effort you want to do, and you will make as much or as little as you want. That's the truth.
Yeah, yeah, and I've been hearing news of the new variant too. So I think there's still runway for this strategy. But you're right, man. I mean, great opportunities don't come along often, and they also do have a lifespan. And so sometimes, we see that with traffic sources all the time, right? I talk about how Microsoft Ads right now is that sweet spot of the PPC networks where they're coming in, they got good quality traffic, still affordable, but at some point it's going to get saturated or something, and the price will go up. They'll start banning people, etc. So the window of opportunity is right now. For this, I think the window of opportunity is right about now. It's like, I think this is now like climbing towards its peak, and I think it's just silly not to take advantage. Just silly, seriously. Like, you can go in, you can help your community, you can help, I mean, many multiple different communities all around the country, all around the US. Just think about the big states alone, such as California, New York, Texas. I mean, think of the amount of business you can do there and the amount of impact you can have, like really do something good and worthwhile to finally get the government paying, because these bastards, they like taking money, right? And you can get them start giving money and get paid in the process. I mean, I don't know. I just love this. I just love this as a concept. I love this as a business model. I love the system that you've built behind it. It's just hard for me to poke any holes in it. It's just, I'm loving everything about it.
I love it. No, thank you, and thanks for everybody being here. I appreciate it. We had a bunch of people sign up. We had people that I felt like everybody got to answer questions. If there's anything you need, Igor, I'll help you on the replay or anything else we can do. But I'm really grateful, you guys, for everybody's time. So thank you.
Yes, yes. I'll hit you up after the webinar. We'll need some data. We'll need some for some housekeeping. Guys, those of you who have either joined late or you've got stuck at work, I'll be dropping you an email with an update as well. I know many of you asked for a replay. I'm still considering whether to do a replay or maybe to do another webinar, but it'll depend that if I can get Brian to come in again, because we did speak about not to go over 2 hours, but hey, it's almost 3 hours now that he's been answering questions and stuff. So yeah, it's time to wrap up. I really encourage you to sign up right now. Don't even wait. Marcy said she would love to be a beta tester. Marcy, this program is far out of the stage of beta testing at this point. This is as ready to go as it comes. So there's no more beta testers required for this. I think Brian showed like a 500 different, I mean, not 500, but at least 50 I've seen.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, you guys.
Yeah, so many. So there's no more there's no more doubt as far as testing this. We're not in the testing phase. This is not testing. Your guys are not guinea pigs. No. You're coming into a formula, into a system that you can come in and plug yourself into, and that's really powerful. I think that's worth well over $1,000. I think that's worth well over 397 times 3. I think it's really just a steal because just one deal covers that multiple times over. That's just, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's nothing really. Just ridiculously low price, and Brian's really underselling this stuff. I know people who don't have nowhere near as many testimonies and case studies and people getting paid, all over the place, who are trying to charge double, triple, 4 times, 5 times that. I know people who sell $20,000 programs with not having a single documented case study of anyone actually making money or succeeding in any way. I mean, those people are just charlatans. You look at their presentations or go to their seminars. You want to walk out of that room. You want to wipe your feet and you want to spit on the floor because you have bad taste in your mouth. This This is like the complete opposite. I mean, when was the last time you were so excited about attending a webinar? I don't remember the last time I was so excited, just from the sheer amount of case studies, from the sheer amount of success stories, from the sheer amount of legitimate documented proof and evidence. And I mean, it's kind of sort of like an afterthought thing, but like, let's not forget, Brian's making it no questions asked, satisfaction guarantee. You're not satisfied, you're not happy, just talk to their support and you can walk away from this, no harm, no foul, get your money back. Like, there's literally no risk for you, like none. So I don't know what else I need to say to get you to get your ass off the fence and just jump into this program, because this program is already making a lot of people a lot of money. So think enough said, right? So again, go to what's the link again, Brian?
It is. It's you should see it on the screen. It's recoveryprofitsystem.com/Igor. And that's it, you guys. And love to have you on board. If it makes sense, we'll definitely see you on the other side. So I appreciate you.
Yes, we'll see you inside, guys, all of you, I'm sure, one point or another. This is good. So thank you so much for attending, Brian. Thank you for taking the time to answer all the questions and really break this down. Guys, those of you who were asking for replay and who came in late, I'll be following up with you in a bit. So keep an eye out on your email and your text messages. And yeah, I think that's it. I need to go and pick up my son. So I'll catch you guys later. Brian, take it easy.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.